Hey guys, welcome back to the Snipe and Score podcast. A lot to talk about. World Juniors just finished up. The Olympic rosters are slowly but surely, well, most of them now at this point have come out. And we got some studs and duds we're going to talk about as always, and our player of the week. Sean, let's roll here.
All right, let's do it. You want to start with our duds first or studs?
Sure. Let's start with our studs first, because there's a team in the Atlantic Division that, well, I think every team in the Atlantic Division right now, unless you're Ottawa, who we'll talk about in a little bit, has been in contention to win the division, but right now the Tampa Bay Lightning are on an 8-game win streak, number one in the Atlantic Division. And after starting out very slowly, I think they're like 1-6-2 or something like that to start the year, really bad, have now rattled off to an Atlantic best and tied with best in the Eastern Conference with the Carolina Hurricanes, a 26-13-3 record. They're 8-2 in their last 10, as we mentioned, eight straight game win streak. And yeah, they just look like the class of the Atlantic right now. But it's funny as it is, they've won 8 straight, but just like the Buffalo Sabres, who won 10 straight, and they've won 11 out of the last 12, and they're 1 point out of a playoff spot. The Lightning are only 1 point above the Canadians and the Red Wings for top spot in the Atlantic Division currently. So the Eastern Conference has just been batshit crazy this year, and this is another example of it. But Tampa's been playing some really excellent hockey as of late.
Yep, I totally agree. Like you said, 8-2 in their last 10. Dare I even say, if we were to put power rankings together, I would probably have them first in the Eastern Conference. They have a
Yes.
plus 34 goal differential. That's the second best in the NHL right now. Obviously, the Avalanche are first. They have a insane plus 70. My God.
They
Yeah,
just lost
Tampa's
their
on a tear.
first. They just lost their first back-to-back games in regulation this year. Colorado did, which is hilarious that we're in January and it took them that long.
Unbelievable. You know, the joke of it is, look, I am so curious to see whether or not this is the year the President's Trophy curse is finally broken because
I doubt
we've
it.
had so many teams do so well, like the Avalanche right now. They're the best of the best. You know, I think a few years ago it was the Rangers. I don't know if they're as good as the Avalanche are doing right now, but my point being, these teams do so well in the regular season, and then come time for the postseason, they completely fall apart. And I think it's hilarious. I don't understand. When will the President's Trophy curse be broken?
Yeah, I just kind of want to bring up some couple key stats here for the Lightning. Of course, Nikita Kucherov, 20 goals, 41 assists, 61 points. Obviously, their best player has been the last few years. Jake Gutzel, he's got 44 points, 19 of those goals. Brendan Hagel has found his stride again, 20 goals and 38 points. All those guys are over point a game. And then the most surprising breakout that I don't think anybody was going to see, and for whatever reason, Tampa continues to churn out guys like this. Darren Radish, he's a point a game.
Yes.
He's got 36 points in 36 games. He just had a hat trick, I think, a couple days ago against Tampa, or against Tampa, excuse me, against San Jose. That game was weird. Dueling hat tricks from two players you wouldn't suspect, and Darren Radish is one of them. And he's a plus 13, and he's been fantastic. He's been their best defenseman. And it's crazy to think with a team that has Victor Hedman on him, but Hedman, again, has been hurt a little bit. Yeah, but Tampa Bay has just been rolling again. Vasilevsky's found his stride again. He's 17-7-2 with a 9.14 and a 2.34 goals against. I mean, their backup goaltending, Jonas Johansson, he's been but when you're scoring as much as Tampa is right now, I mean, and is playing as well defensively as it has been, I mean, JJ Moser's a plus 32, and that's ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Actually, while
yeah,
we're on the topic, you want to talk about Moser now?
Yeah, we talk about with JJ Moser now. So JJ Moser signed a 8-year extension with Tampa. Of course, he was a part of the big Mikhail Sergachev trade last year, sending Sergachev to Utah. He signs an 8-year deal worth 6.75 million a year to stay in Tampa. I think it's a good contract for um, Tampa Bay because Moser's young and he's proven to be a pretty solid piece in the top four. And yeah, I think it's an excellent deal. And Tampa does their thing again where they're locking guys up long term to contracts to kind of hopefully see there for the foreseeable future.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. I love the Moser extension. He's been playing out of his mind, like you said. The differential, the plus minus is insane. And Darren Radish has been playing out of his mind too. So there's a lot to love in Tampa right now, especially after the slow start they got off to. At the beginning of the season, everyone was thinking about, okay, maybe this is John Cooper's last season if they can't put together another good playoff run. But John Cooper's back, it seems, and they're playing lights out hockey, and it's really impressive to watch. It's really cool.
Hmm. Like I said, the Eastern Conference is just so crazy wide open right now. It's yeah, anything can happen. Within the Tampa falls off on a 5-game losing streak, when a couple teams in the Atlantic Division going 6, 7 game win streaks, they could be out of a playoff spot. But right now, how they're playing, they look to be the crown in the Eastern in the Atlantic and maybe the Eastern Conference so far.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm trying to look to see where JJ Moser falls under defenseman contracts around the league. I cannot find him. Maybe if I oh here he is. Um, so he gets 6.75 a year, so that's right above Justin Falk and right under what Wallman got last year. I think it's a very fair deal. He's still 25. I think he still has a lot of room to grow. Yeah, great contract, great sign by Tampa. I'm
He's kind of reminds me a lot of Eric Chernak, where Chernak's not going to score a lot, but he's really good defensively, and that's kind of what JJ Moser is. He's got 14 points in 40 games, but obviously the plus 32, and he's been really good. So that would make me think that obviously I don't watch a lot of Tampa Bay Lightning hockey, but he's getting about 21 minutes a shift or a game. So yeah, I think he's just been a really good solid defenseman for him so far this year. That says more so his makeup than anything else is he's a good defensive guy. And I mean they've got offensive guys. Obviously Darren Radish has turned into that. I don't know how. And obviously Victor Hedman, he's gonna score, no regardless of he's getting into his twilight or not. So just another good piece for Tampa.
Yeah, absolutely. My stud for the week is the Seattle Kraken. They are also on a tear. Let me pull up some stats real quick. They are third. Yeah, they have the third seed right now in the Pacific, I believe. That's where they sit in the playoffs. 47 points. They're 20-14-7 this season. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10. They've climbed their way back up to relevancy. We kind of tore them apart before the season even started because their front office made some questionable moves. Um,
And we tore them apart middle of the season because they lost 10 straight games.
Yeah, that's right. So they seem to be back right now. If they keep it up, maybe they could sneak into the playoffs, which I don't think anybody would have expected. I certainly didn't expect it. And they just traded Mason Marchment, which was another offseason move that we questioned a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I mean, good for the Kraken. They've got people showing up. Eberle's playing well. Stevenson's playing very well. Beniers still playing well. But the one guy that I do want to highlight that has finally showed up is Philip Grubauer. Philip Grubauer's actually been playing pretty well too. He's played 14 games. He's got 11 starts. But goal average of just 2.2, and then he has a save percentage of 92%, 926. So you know what? For as bad as Philip Grubauer has struggled since he got to Seattle, once he left Colorado, I think it's nice that he's finally found his footing. On a team that took a huge swing on him just a few off seasons ago. So good for Philip Grubauer, and obviously I'm a Capitals fan, so I love to see him playing well.
I want to shout out Berkeley Catton as well. First round pick a couple of years ago for the Kraken. Finally got his first NHL goal a couple of days ago. Actually got his first two NHL goals in the same game. 28 games. He's been looking for one. He's been, kind of snake bitten a little bit. He finally gets his. But yeah, I mean, it helps now that they get Jared McCann back in the lineup. That's arguably their best scorer outside of Eberle and Beniers. And Seattle's just still a weird team to me because, like, if you look at their point totals, which I mean, obviously doesn't mean a lot in all reality with how bad the Western Conference is right now. I'm sorry if you don't like to hear it. It's the truth. There's three good teams in the West right now, and they're all in the Central Division. It's Minnesota, Dallas, who was on a 6-game losing streak. They've lost 6 out of the last 7, and then Colorado, who's a buzzsaw. I don't want to touch Colorado. Period. They're going to win the President's Trophy, and they're going to lose in the first round because that's how hockey works. And don't tell an Abs fan I said that. But their highest point total is 28 with Eberle, and then 27, 26, 25. Like they're not scoring a lot of goals. But I guess if you're winning games 3-1, 3-2, 3-0, I guess it really doesn't matter. But I mean, good for Seattle. They've started to find another formula here. They're starting to win a little bit here, but I will see if this is sustainable because I don't think they don't have enough scoring. Still, they have a lot of top 9 scorers. And they don't have a lot of top 6 guys that can shoot the pill, as they say in hockey talk. Like they don't. They're hot right now, but I don't think it's gonna be sustainable personally, unless like Benier, Stevenson, Shane Wright, Kako,
Yep, I was just
Schwartz,
yep. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Holden, and
interrupt you. I was just about to mention. I know you talked about the scoring, but I think they're relying on guys like Wright and Kako. Only I think 22 and 24 years old, to make some significant improvement over time to maybe eventually get them to where they want to be in terms of scoring. So if there's still room to grow for those guys, I'd say they're in the right position, but that remains to be seen. So we'll
and
see.
my last point with them is their head coach is Lane Lambert. What's he known for? Boring ass hockey. He doesn't like to score goals. That's why the Islanders are so fun to watch this year. We'll talk about what they did to New Jersey in a little bit because one of their goaltenders is going to be brought up, and who boy, Devil
You
fans, you are in
spoiled my
trouble.
dud. Yeah.
I didn't spoil anything. I didn't say who or what it was. It could be Corey Schneider for all they know. Um, but yeah, New Jersey's playing fast hockey, and they're playing or New Jersey, 'cause the Islanders are playing some great hockey right now. And Lane Lambert's style is defensive hockey, and they don't like to score a lot of goals. They don't like to keep it flashy, and the point totals say so. And if they're going to win games playing it that way, the Islanders did it for a long time, and well, maybe it's going to translate in Seattle.
Yeah. So point being, the Seattle Kraken are playing like they're on crack. Anyway, I want to move on to our duds.
I have a couple more studs I want to talk about really quick before we transition into that.
Yep. Go ahead.
Um, First up, Austin Matthews is back, ladies and gentlemen. He was injured and then hadn't been playing really well, and ever since he's come back, he's got like 12 points in like 4 games. He recently broke Matt Sundin's goal record all time in Leafs history. So congratulations to Matthews. He's obviously captain of Team USA. And he's starting to turn around this season. He's got 21 goals and 34 points this year in 36 games. The Leafs, ever since firing Mark Savard, I guess the firing coach bump is real because they've started to win a lot of games recently, bringing themselves back in contention for a playoff spot here in a year where a lot of Leaf fans were thinking, oh, this is a bad year to tank because we don't have our first round pick. And of course, it goes to Boston because haha, lol, hockey gods hate us. Um, but the power play's been good. The Leafs have been good, and Austin Matthews is starting to come back into the old Austin Matthews we all know, who's potting goals and playing a fantastic two-way game. Yeah, I mean, the Leafs. So hopefully, I mean, for Leaf fans, obviously, hopefully they continue to keep making strides forward and continue to play this good hockey to get back to the playoffs, which was the expectation before the year.
There's a real possibility that, well, first of all, let me just preface by saying this. Uh, Last place team in the East right now, Columbus Blue Jackets, 43 points, are only 6 points behind out of a playoff spot, the second wild card spot. The Penguins have 49 points. Do you think we could see, uh, I guess, a wild card team have a negative goal differential again, like we saw with the Caps a couple years ago, coming into the playoffs?
Yes, because quite literally first of all, I'm going to preface this. Quite literally, every single team in the Eastern Conference is above 500. So yes, I could see that. But yes, because the Western Conference is so terrible right now, I could see a team. No offense to San Jose, they're playing some really fun hockey right now with all the young kids scoring. Celebrini's been he will be in contention for the Norris Trophy this year because he's been so good. Um, but there's gonna be so many teams in the Western Conference that are
Yeah.
average that would not even get close to the playoffs in most years that will be in the playoffs because of how bad the West is right now.
Yep. Yep. The West isn't even that's not even a topic of discussion. I'm more curious about what's going to happen in the East because the West, everyone, oh my gosh, you could have maybe 2 or 3 teams get in there. Vegas is first place in the Pacific. They have a negative goal differential of just one, but that's my point. Yeah, it's insane. This year, I feel like is maybe I'm wrong on this, but I feel like it's the first year where the entire league is so clustered. Literally anything could happen
Yes.
between now and the end of the season, and we're midway through the season
It's like the
already.
NFL. It's
Yeah,
like the
yeah, you're right.
NFL.
Yep, yep, yeah. I'm
My
with that as
last
well.
stud, we'll keep it very brief. Trevor Zegras recently played his former team, the Anaheim Ducks. The Flyers won. Zegras potted 2 goals in that game. And afterwards, he was interviewed, and his response I thought was epic. As much as I don't like Trevor Zegras, I think he's a little bit of a punk, but you kind of need those in hockey, I guess.
He
He was
embodies
asked about
Philadelphia. He's perfect there. Sorry,
he,
go ahead.
he does. He was asked how it felt scoring 2 goals. Um, and I'm gonna exact quote it, and Sean's gonna have to bleep me, but he goes, "Fucking awesome, fucking awesome," and I thought that was a pretty killer quote. It's pretty savage, and Zegers has been phenomenal for Phillies, but point a game, 41 points in 41 games, 17 goals. He's finally hitting that status that everybody thought he's finally hitting that potential that he already flashed a couple years ago in Anaheim, got hurt, and then never got a real chance. And now he's in Philly tearing it up, and the price the Flyers got him for was egregious. And phew, Pat Verbeek out, and I'm pretty sure Pat Verbeek's the GM out in Anaheim. Oh man, I'd be kicking myself for the return they got for Zegers right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, without a doubt. I think you and I kind of both saw that though in the offseason. Like, wow, this is what they got. You know, yeah,
Yeah, it was dumb.
yeah, yeah. It was. It really was. But that's kind of the mentality you have when you just want to get someone out of your organization. You're just willing to find like the first trade available, I guess, and you're like, all right, see ya, buddy. I couldn't care any less about you anymore. I guess that was kind of the mentality, but at the same time, for a guy like Trevor Zegras, I don't know if how many teams were interested, but there had to have been a better offer there at the time. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I think. Anyway, any more studs you want to talk about before we head into our duds?
No, that's all I got for right now.
All right, I'm going to talk about my dud. You already alluded to him, but I want to talk about Jacob Markstrom because Jacob Markstrom played the New York Islanders. Was it last night or the night before? But it was very recently. So 24 shots. He allowed 9 goals. The Islanders won 9-0. A save percentage of 62%. That's horrible. Jacob Markstrom has been bad. He's been bad this season. Let me pull up his stats real quick. I have his game log, but man,
I have
yeah,
him.
if you want to read it to me, that would be great. But he's really not played good hockey this. Oh, here you go.
He's played.
I have his career stats actually here. So just to so he in his last season with Calgary, he was 905, right? That was the save percentage. He got to New Jersey, it was 900, right? 90%. Second year in New Jersey, I believe did he just sign an extension in the offseason?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. 87%. That is, I know he has only played 22 games. He started 21. But that's bad, regardless of if you're a backup or not. For them to extend him 1 year after he's been there, and for him to put up these stats, Jacob Markstrom has been bad. He's been bad, and last night proved it. But I guess that's what they got Jake Allen for, right? I would sure hope come playoff time, Jake Allen's that guy to give him a hard playoff push. I hope he's that just that brick wall between the pipes for them if they get to the second round, or who knows if they even get past the first round. But yeah, Jacob Markstrom, for a guy who just got an extension in the offseason, needs to lock in. What do you think?
Uh, there's a few Devil fans asking if they can buy out a contract before it's even kicked in. Yeah, Markstrom has been bad. New Jersey in general has been bad. They've lost, I think, up until this point, 6 straight games. There's no like the Jack Hughes came back and was like, oh, Jack Hughes is going to come back and he's going to save us. He has not. Um, and Luke Hughes, this extension looks awful right now. Granted, young player, but Luke Hughes has been terrible this year.
Yep.
Um, and just overall, this team has just been, I don't know what has happened in New Jersey. They've fallen off a cliff.
And yet they're
Like,
3 points out of a playoff spot.
because the Eastern Conference is batshit crazy. But this Devils team, right now, no faith. This team's gonna miss playoffs. Call it hot take hockey. Just their leading point scorer is Jesper Bratt. He 33 points, which is fine, but you'd expect more points with Jesper Bratt. 9 goals, that's it. Their leading goal scorers are tied between Nico Hischier and Timo Meyer. Like they're just not good. And I don't know if it's because that Keefe has lost the rumors, but it seems that they're trying to take accountability, but the accountability is like just not happening because they talk about having accountability, and then we get the floor wipe them by the Devil or the Islanders. Like I don't know this Devils team right now. They kind of look like they did a couple of years ago when Lindy Ruff was the head coach. They won the Metro Division. They had a really strong season last year too. And then the next year, between injuries, which hasn't been as big as a point this year. I mean,
Right.
they lost Hughes for a little bit of time, but they've got enough pieces up front to be able to deal with that.
Right.
But the biggest issue then was goaltending. And what's the same problem now? Goaltending.
Yep.
They're not getting saves. And it's funny because the guy that had issues with them, Mackenzie Blackwood, is a candidate for the Vezina Trophy right now in Colorado, and he's destroying it up
Yep.
in Denver right now. Like,
Yeah. So you took the words out of my
Jersey's,
mouth. So the injury. Sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Jersey, I don't know what to do with them right now. Jersey's a bad team right now. Right now, we could be in February around the trade deadline, and Jersey could be going out, looking out for some pieces. Right now, they're a bad hockey team.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because I was just about to bring up the injuries because they lost Hughes about a month ago. He comes back, but they're still playing bad hockey. And I think a point of emphasis that you made is the goaltending. They're not making any saves. If they don't make the playoffs this year, is Sheldon Keefe done? In an East like this where
No,
it's so clustered,
who's going to replace them?
I know you say that, but I mean, you could have said the same thing, 2 years ago, or when they when they got rid of Ruff, right? Lindy Ruff got fired.
Well, I think a lot of people expected that because a lot of people, like recently with Lindy Ruff, he's had a bad rap with like, oh, he's kind of outdated. The game's kind of passing him by, which he's proven is not the case in Buffalo right now. Which then again, I've also made the point. It's like it's second year Lindy Ruff. Usually the first years of the team, he's implementing all this stuff, so they kind of are bad. The second year, that's when they start to turn around and play really good hockey, which I think has happened in New Jersey when they won the Metro. It's happened in Buffalo. They've won 11 out of the last 12. They look to make it 12 out of 13 tonight in New York against the Rangers. We'll see if that continues throughout the entire year. There's a rumor of the Sabres that they're looking into Artemi Panarin, which would be a great help for the Sabres. We'll see if that ever comes to fruition. Um, but I think that I don't know what it is with New Jersey right now, and I think a lot of Devil fans want Tom Fitzgerald gone. And I think it's a situation where we see Keefe stay because he's got the reputation of being a good coach with Toronto. Granted, he couldn't get out of the first round all but once, and that was against Tampa, and then they got slaughtered by the Panthers the first year they're going to the Cup Finals the last 3 years. But I think that Fitzgerald's been there so long, and they're just continuing to either be bad or get knocked out in the first or second round, that I think he might be the one to go instead of Keefe.
I don't doubt that. I think at the end of the season, if they miss the playoffs, I have a feeling they will both be gone because for a win now team like New Jersey, right? How can you look at the whole team and say, okay, we finally apparently found our Stanley Cup, the head coach that we believe can lead us to a Stanley Cup, and we didn't even make the playoffs in his second year.
Mm.
They're not playing good hockey right now. It's like night and day. I know we mentioned the injuries last season, but it's literally like night and day from this season to last season. They stink. I mean, they're really bad. They're not playing good hockey at all. And that night where Markstrom led in 9 goals kind of proved it. Luke Hughes isn't playing well at all. You already mentioned it. Yeah, I mean, you know, there might be a lot of pointing fingers around the organization right now, but if they don't make the playoffs this year, I can kind of imagine them all being gone because they felt as if they got their guy to lead them to a Stanley Cup, right? Their head coach and Sheldon Keefe. And you play like this, I got to imagine that not only is Tom Fitzgerald gone, but you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, all right, why is Sheldon Keefe still here as well? Those are just my thoughts. But will they do it? I have no idea.
Well, speaking of another team with horrific goaltending, Ottawa. Oh, oof, my to quote Steve Dangle. Oh my lord,
Steve Dangle.
awful.
Yeah.
So Linus Allmark was the starter. He was 14 and 8-5 with a 2.95 goals against and an 881 save percentage. Bad from a guy that has won the Vezina. Bad from a guy you expect to be the guy that would lead you. Levi Mermalainen has been the backup. He's 6 and 8 with a 347 goals against and an 868 save. And Hunter Shepard started a game a couple days ago. He lost. He allowed three. Needed a couple saves. And it's been announced today that Linus Solmark, who has been on leave for the past couple days, is now put on the non-rostered list, which is not a good sign for Senator fans. It just the thing with Ottawa is, and it's weird, if they would have goaltending, and I know a lot of people watch these podcasts and know how much I hate the Senators and rag on them all the time. I kind of feel bad for Sens fans a little bit because offensively, 5-on-5 wise, they're playing good. Like all their analytics look great. They're not getting saves, and they're last in the Atlantic Division because of it. They're not getting stops, and they need saves. And again, there's Kachuk was out for a little bit. They just got Shane Pinto back. Stutzel's been tearing it up. Bathurst has been good. Cousins has been fine. Sanderson's been one of the top defensemen this year. Giroux's been good. Like if you look up and I mean Kachuk's injured, but he's almost a point a game in the games he's played. Like Zetterlund's been fine. He's been snake bitten this year. Like there's no reason for this roster to be eighth in the Atlantic Division right now. And it's goaltending. It's goaltending. Plain and simple. And granted, is there sometimes you're looking like they're playing bad hockey? Yeah. And I think Senator fans are very fed up with like, oh, but we hit a couple posts and we had some good shifts. Like they're tired of it. Like they want the results, especially after they had a playoff run last year that they won 2 games against Toronto and then lost in 6. But we're competitive in that series when everybody kind of thought, oh, they're going to be out in 5. But yeah, this Senators team should not be this bad. They really shouldn't be. I don't think I had them making the playoffs. I don't remember if I did or didn't, but if I did, they were probably a wild card team. They should not be this bad. I think that they will get better for Ottawa. However, the only way I think this happens if they go out and acquire a goaltender. Who that it is, I don't know. There's a few guys out in the market that would probably they kick a swing on, but they need to go get somebody for this goaltending because it's been bad. And they called up Matt Sogard today. He's been okay in his time that he's played in Ottawa. But yeah, the Sens team. Ugh, man. Ugh. If I'm a Sens fan, I'm gutted right now because you can see the potential, but the goaltending is absolutely killing them. It is
Yeah.
killing them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they called up Sogard, and actually, I'm going to disagree and say Sogard's been horrible. In his career there, he's played 4 seasons. This is his 5th season. 87% save percentage. They can't rely on Sogard. I wouldn't even say he's
I
been
didn't.
okay. He's been
I didn't
bad.
think it was that bad. I didn't think he was that bad. Holy.
Yeah, no, yeah, not good at all. Yeah, it doesn't even end
Not a
there.
puck
You
knower.
already mentioned the other guys. Let me pull up their stats.
Not a puck knower.
Levi. No, I'm not. Dude.
Mermalainen.
Yeah, Maryland. Thank you. Yeah, see, you say I'm. No, you say you're not a puck knower. I can't even pronounce these goalies' names. So trust me, you know what you're
It's
talking about, sir.
it's a hard name.
So 86% save percentage, and my buddy Hunter Shepard, who I was really rooting for, obviously, because Hershey Bears legend. 83% save percentage. Granted, he only played one game, but that's one guy I'm rooting for. Can he get the job done? Probably not, unfortunately. But yeah, you're right. Goaltending is the main issue in Ottawa right now. Uh, they got to get one at the trade deadline if they want to compete. It's as simple as that. You already mentioned it, who that will be. We could talk about it when the trade deadline comes around, but right now, I don't have any names on the top of my head. But Allmark seems to be gone, which is really unfortunate. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to believe all the rumors we see on the internet right now until something officially comes out, but it doesn't look good, and I don't
Um,
think he'll be back with the team.
the big one that they're talking about is Archer Seahawks from Pittsburgh. Is the main
Okay.
guy that Senator fans want. Young guy, numbers look decently better.
I mean, he's going to be
Yeah.
enough to maybe get him to the playoffs, but to make a run, no, sorry. Um,
But
but
yeah.
yeah, that's your dud. Any more duds you want to talk about?
Uh, I have two more.
Okay.
Um,
I'll just talk about my honorable mention. The Caps. The Caps suck right now. They're on a
okay.
bad slump. But yeah, go ahead.
The Winnipeg Jets went from President's Trophy winner last year, made it to the second round, lost to Dallas, and now have lost 10 straight games and are last in the entire NHL. Oh,
No one saw that one
I
coming. I didn't see that one coming. Who
no.
would have thought? Not
And
me.
granted, it's partially been because Connor Hellebuck has been hurt and he's been playing okay hockey. He's 9-11-4 with a 263 goals against and a 903 save. But Eric Comrie's been bad. Um, they just outside of their top line, which is Connor Scheifele and I believe it's Velarde. Whew, it's like
Yeah.
those three, Morrissey, which is their best defenseman, and then the next it's 49 for Connor, 48 for Scheifele, 37 for Velarde, 33 for Morrissey. Do you want to take a guess at who their next highest point total guy is and how many points they have,
Who?
John, without looking?
Who?
It's Nino Niederreiter, who I believe is playing on the third or fourth line with 15 points.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you because this is a team where the only person they really I don't know if he's the only guy they lost last year. So don't quote me on this, but
It was
um the only guy they really lost last year was why can't I think of
the
his name? Went to
Oilers.
Carolina.
The Oilers.
Ehlers, thank you. Nikolai Ehlers signed a big deal in Carolina last offseason. He was really the only, guy that they really lost in the offseason. So when you lose a guy like Ehlers, who really isn't playing fantastic right now in Carolina, right? I mean, he isn't really exactly living up to his contract, but when you lose a guy like him, you think, okay, that's all we lost. I think we still have enough, especially with Connor Hellebuck, literally the best goaltender on planet Earth. I think we still have enough to make the same amount of noise we did last season, or at the very least make the playoffs. But they're quite literally the worst team in their conference right now. And granted, yes, Hellebuck is hurt, but what can they
Not
do?
anymore.
What can they do to fix it? I don't even
Nothing.
know. Yeah, I don't
Because
even know.
the guys that they thought that would be producing, like Perfetti, minus 12, 3 goals in 27 games. He might be hurt right now, but still, 9 points in 27 games, not good enough. Like, I thought, like, they got a lot. It's funny that I kind of look at this roster now, and it's crazy for me to say this. They kind of remind me a lot of Seattle, where they've got, and the difference is they actually have an actual top line that can score. But after that, it's a lot of bottom six guys.
Hmm.
Like, they don't have a lot of guys that you're like, scorer,
Yeah,
playmaker. Like,
you know,
man.
one guy that we talked about because we had him as our duds a few weeks ago. I think while we were still in school, but one guy that I guess this isn't too surprising. I don't think it should be much of a surprise, but Jonathan Taves obviously isn't. I don't know if he was necessarily supposed to live up to the hype, but for a guy that hasn't played in quite a long time, I guess we kind of should have expected this. Only 13 points,
Mhm.
3 goals, and 10 assists. But I think that's someone the Jets saw as okay. This guy can maybe put us over the top, but he really hasn't whatsoever.
I
Um,
I think we all just thought Taves would come and be a good story player, maybe get traded to Colorado or somewhere, win a championship, retire again, should I say?
right.
Um, yeah, Taves has been about what I would think of for a guy that hasn't played hockey in a few years. Gabe Landeskog's a bit of an outlier, but he's hurt unfortunately. Hopefully, he gets healthy soon. He's been really good for the Abs this year, which is fantastic. But yeah, Taves has been about what I thought he was. He's got 3 goals, 13 points in 41 games, minus 12. Like, the Jonathan Taves of old is not the same Jonathan Taves that we're going to see in 2025-6. Like, and it sucks because all our heroes are getting old. Like,
Yeah, yeah, you're not
uh,
kidding.
but yeah, um, I think that'll do it for duds today. I mean, Anaheim's not been great. They've only won one game in regulation in the past 10. They've not been great, but I think that just the Western Conference they'll be fine
Yeah,
because the Western Conference is
and I forgot I
eh.
was actually going to talk about the Ducks. You know,
But
I was going to talk about them as one of my duds, but yeah, they're also playing really crappy hockey right now. But at the moment, they're still let's see, where are they at? Oh, they actually fell out of the wild card spot. I didn't even realize
they're
that. Okay, yeah. For a team that just a few weeks ago was you know, top three in their division, now they're out looking in. They're 1-7-2 in their last 10. 1 point behind the Kings for that second wild card spot. You know, Kings got 46, Ducks have 45. Maybe this is just a bit of a slump. Maybe they'll get out of it. I think Coach Q has actually done very well this year, at least to
yes,
start the season. I certainly hope they don't, head down this trajectory because then they'll miss the playoffs. And I do want to see the Ducks get in. You know, they haven't been really relevant in the last like 7-8 years. So of course I want to see the Ducks do well. I think they're a young, up and coming team. Um, they still got guys like Chris Kreider and Jacob Trouba who I know still want to see some success. A little bit older, but those are two guys that young guys can really rally around. And I think maybe the Ducks can turn it around later in the season. But I will have him as one of my duds this week because 1-7-2. That's pretty ugly.
and their goaltending has been bad. Dostal's been bad. Mrazek's been terrible.
Yeah,
I just
it's
wanted
really
to
no
come and check.
surprise. Oh, we got a
Hi,
special guest,
hi, Emma. Want to come say hi to
Emma.
the camera?
What's up,
Come here.
Emma?
Phone's right there. You say hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Emma.
We were leaving that in.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Mrazek's been horrendous. Husso's not been much better than Dostal. Their numbers are about the same. He's a little worse, like by like 0.003 of a save percentage off. Uh, but yeah, Anaheim's been struggling. As we mentioned, we got another piece of news that happened this week. Yegor Chinakhov finally has been traded. He's been traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Danton Heinen, a second round pick, and a third round pick next year. The second round draft pick belongs to St. Louis, and the third round pick belongs to Washington. I love this move for Columbus. Chinakhov, that's a haul for the Blue Jackets to get back a second and a third, and then obviously Danton Hyman is just going to replace a spot in the roster on the fourth on the bottom six. And Pittsburgh, I get younger, but Chinakhov, former first round pick in 2020, um, I don't think he's enough of a needle mover for me to be like, yeah, second round pick. But I guess Dubas thought so, and they get younger in the top nine, but I don't really know how much of a needle mover this is for the Penguins. So kind of puzzling for them, but good move for Columbus. They held out and held out and held out for a return, and they got a really good one for Chinakhov, who's been underwhelming um, so far in his NHL career.
Kyle Dubas, you were doing so well, man. You were doing so well. I was singing his praises. I've been singing his praises all this season and since the trade deadline for that matter because he's been acquiring draft capital like you would not believe. And obviously, I've talked about this so many times and probably every episode of the podcast, the whole Sidney Crosby and Kyle Dubas thing where Kyle Dubas is trying to make it so they're still losing games, but kind of retooling and acquiring some future draft assets at the same time. But he also wants to make it so they're sort of winning for Sidney Crosby. So they go out and they trade for Chinakhov, who hasn't been impressive at all, and he feels the need to trade a second and a third for him. I don't understand why he thought a second and a third. You give that away for two guys who could probably be maybe solid pieces on the team one day, but now you're risking that for a guy like Chinakhov, who, yeah, he's still young, he may still have room to grow, but I just think he hasn't been good at all. Yes, he scored a goal and he has an assist in 3 games with the Penguins so far, but I feel like this is an unnecessary move. I know he's a young guy, he's an intriguing guy, but I just don't want it to be another Rucker McGroarty situation. Well, yes, I do. I'm a Caps fan, but I just thought it was an unnecessary trade. Okay, you know what? I won't call it an unnecessary trade, but it was an unnecessary return that the Blue Jackets got. I don't like the idea of giving up a second and a third for a guy that really hasn't shown much promise at all. Do you agree? Well, obviously 2 years ago he was just great, but not since.
Talking about Dubas,
Yeah, Dubas. Yeah, yeah.
there's been some moves that he's made that I'm like great, and there's other ones where I'm like questionable.
This is one of those
So
ones. I mean, he already has
yeah,
like a treasure chest of draft picks over the next few years, and then he felt the need to give up two pretty valuable ones for a guy that I don't think is worth it. I mean, maybe if they had just traded him for a third, I would have been like, okay, that's a nice swing. If it's a miss, whatever. It's just a third round pick. But he felt the need to give up the second. I I don't know. I just two of those picks just doesn't sit well with me.
mhm.
Yeah, he's he's been pretty spotty so far. But for the most part, I like his idea. I like his vision for the Penguins because this is what they needed to do 3 years ago when Hextall was there. So I'll keep saying that. But yeah.
Last piece of news. I forgot to include this. The Winter Classic for next year has been announced.
Oh yeah.
It is Utah versus Colorado in the UT Stadium in Utah. So Utah gets the franchise last year, which was the Arizona Coyotes, and they instantly get a Winter Classic. Good for them. I think it'll be a good game between these two teams. A young team against Colorado, a very good young, feisty Mammoth team next year. I would presume against Colorado, who is Colorado. I don't think they're going to stop being Colorado for a long time. I think this will be a good game, and I think it's good to kind of get these, newer franchises, I guess, into the outdoor play as soon as possible, and kind of get those fan bases around. And it's great for Utah. They've earned it. The fan base has been great, and they've been a very welcome addition to the NHL family the last couple years.
Ryan Smith is an incredible owner. Ryan Smith is a great dude. I mean, he's got the Jazz winning some basketball games. I mean, they're still kind of crappy, but dude, the Jazz in 3 years are going to be unbelievable. The Utah Mammoth kind of look like that right now too. They could be excellent in 3 years. But can you imagine at this time 2 years ago, looking into the future and seeing, all right, here are the next 5 destinations for the Winter Classic. I wonder where it's going to be. 2027, the Utah Utes football stadium. What? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. So the Winter
Mhm.
Classic is in Utah University, which is it's pretty interesting. I think it's cool. Yeah, Ryan Smith, he's done an excellent job so far. I think this is excellent for the Mammoth.
Yeah, so let's talk about some international hockey. First, we're going to talk about the World Juniors. They just concluded. The Czech Republic has finally won their gold medal. They defeated Sweden, or excuse me, I lie. Sorry, Sweden has defeated the Czech Republic. They get their medal for the first time since I believe 2015. Um, and then in the bronze medal game, Canada defeated Finland. The United States was knocked out by Finland in overtime in the quarterfinals, so the U.S. will not go back to back to back. Sweden earned this one. They played well all tournament, and the MVP this year of the tournament was Voltek Shar for the Czech Republic. He played a pretty fantastic tournament all around. 18 years old, he had 12 points in the tournament. Um, so yeah, a good year for the Swedes, and Czechia continues to make some dominance here the past few years in the tournament. And Sweden finally breaks that curse of not being able to get the big one done in any kind of international play. They finally won the gold in any international tournament, and yeah, I think overall it was a really entertaining tournament. Obviously, the beef between uh, Canada being all arrogant and patting people on the butt after the first game of the tournament, and then Czechia returned the favor after they knocked him out again in the semifinals, giving Zane Perrick some tap on the butt, and how Canada responded in that game was not so great. A lot of media has come down hard on them how they acted, which I agree. There's been some reports about a couple prospects getting in some hot water with their franchises over comments they made in the tournament, but not to get into it. We are going to get into some actual international hockey. This is but the big stuff, the Olympics. Rosters have been released. A few names not on the rosters that we're kind of surprised by. Sean, you want to lead off?
Yeah, so well, first of all, I'll start by saying coming in, I thought I was kind of surprised Adam Fox wasn't on there, but the more research I did and the more we talked, actually right before the episode, um, you know, Adam Fox didn't play too well in the Four Nations. I'll start by saying that. And for as dominant as he's been over the last 3 years, I don't know if he's doing that well this year, but was a little surprised Adam Fox wasn't on there. But now that I look at it, I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe he's just you know just barely missed. That was the first guy that came to mind, but like I said, the more we talked, the more I kind of understood why he wasn't on there, especially because he didn't do that well in the Four Nations last year. Um, one guy
And he
that
was hurt.
yeah okay he was hurt
He was hurt. He was hurt for the last few weeks.
this season, right?
Yes.
That's okay. Yeah. So I was gonna say last year I don't remember. I do not remember him being hurt during the Four Nations. I was gonna say
No,
I didn't know if
not
that
during the
was.
French.
I was gonna say I don't know if that was why he played so bad, but yeah, I didn't think so. Anyway, um, either way, if he was healthy, I'm not even sure he would have made it anyway. Now that we've talked, one guy that you mentioned was Connor Bedard, and I'm looking actually before you even talk about Bedard. Robertson was another guy that you mentioned, and I kind of agree with that. I think Jason Robertson's been a very good forward for the Dallas Stars, and
Mm.
even just out of all the U.S. players in the league, what do you think?
The argument Team USA is going to make is, oh, JT Miller's a better defensive forward. Oh, and Vinny Trocheck's a great faceoff guy. Granted, both can be true. I don't know why JT Miller made it over Vincent Trocheck or over Robertson, excuse me. I have no idea why RoboCop was not on there over JT Miller. No idea. And it might bite the US, it might not. This is pretty much the same exact team that was at the Four Nations, minus Seth Jones, Tage Thompson, who should have been at Four Nations, and Clayton Keller. Um, we'll see. I Robertson deserves to be there, and I don't know why he was left out by the United States. I could say the same thing. You'll probably talk about him in a second. Cole Caulfield, another guy, I could be like, yeah, probably should have made it. He's been playing great. Kind of fits the same role as Robertson. I think Robertson's a little better as a two-way guy than Caulfield, so I could see an argument works for Robertson. But a couple guys where I'm like, eh. Trocheck, Miller, Caulfield, Robertson, I probably would swap. But if you're gonna do it, you gotta have like defensive guys. I can make an argument for Trocheck. GT Miller, not so much. I'm not saying GT Miller's a bad player. He's a good player, but there's a few other Americans I'm like, probably should be there over JT Miller.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. As far as Team Canada, happy to see Celebrini in there. I think that's cool.
Yes.
Going back to Connor Bedard, he's still so young. I mean, he's literally just what, a year or maybe the same age as we are. I mean, that is crazy.
He's a year older than Celebrini, so he's like our age.
So
We're 2021, by the way. I turned 21 in 2 days.
yeah, happy
We'll
birthday,
probably
Aiden. Woo, happy birthday. I'll say that to the end. I'm sorry.
I'll
Anyway,
probably be 21. I'll probably be 21 when this video comes out, but that's neither here or there.
you want to bet? I'll do it before the video comes out. So hopefully by the
Alright.
time you're seeing this, we're recording this Thursday night. I hope it's out by January 9th.
Friday.
Tomorrow. Yeah, Friday. That is my goal. I don't have work tomorrow, so I hope to put a dent in some work tomorrow, including getting this uploaded. So if you're watching,
Anyway.
thank you. But anyway, back to Connor Bedard. Although he's not in this roster in 4 years, unless meteor strikes Earth or some catastrophe happens, Connor Bedard will be on the Olympics roster.
I don't know why he wasn't though. That's my question. Is like I understand he's hurt, but like he was playing some fantastic hockey.
Oh yeah,
It boggles my mind. Same with Sam Bennett. He was on the Four Nations last year. He won the Conn Smythe this year. I know Florida hasn't been great. They're starting to get better now, but like I don't know why you wouldn't put him on there. It just makes no sense to me. He's a guy I'd want on there for defensive purposes, but
Yeah.
other guys made it, of course. But and
Um,
there's one more that I forgot to bring up. I'll let you can finish before I bring up my last guy that I thought was kind of snubbed, but you can finish what you're going to say first.
all I was gonna say, just like for a few seconds, was to say my piece on the Caps. Happy
Go ahead.
Tom Wilson snuck on there. But the one guy who was supposed to be a lock, and I'm glad he was, because if Montembeau was on this roster over him, dude, Logan Thompson, man, I'm glad Logan Thompson made the roster because
Mm.
he should have been on Four Nations last year. Like I don't understand why he wasn't. I guess the coaching staff doesn't like him that much or whatever. But yeah, I mean, when it's time for the Olympics, it's time to get serious, and I'm glad they picked the right player because Logan Thompson is. I mean, he and Darcy Kemp are right there neck and neck for some of the best Canadian goaltenders in the NHL.
That's another one that the two other guys that probably would have been snubs for Canada as well as Wedgwood and Blackwood. They both have been playing fantastic for Colorado.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that Blackwood didn't even get a call from Team Canada,
Which is weird because Jordan Binnington sucked.
It's on the
He was
roster.
horrible. I mean, even Joel Hofer was standing behind the wall or whatever last night, and Montgomery's looking like, "Where's Hofer? We need to put him in. Binnington stinks. Where's Joel Hofer?" And Hofer's like, "I want no part of this." Hiding behind the wall. That was hilarious. I love
Nope, nothing to do with it. But yeah, there was one more guy that I thought that probably should get one since it probably will be his last opportunity to make it to the Olympics. Marcus Johansson for Team Sweden. Pontus Holmberg obviously made it. I think that Johansson should have made it. He's been playing some really good hockey last few years. He's up there in age. Maybe it was his only shot. Johansson, I think, was a guy that got snubbed for Sweden, but I think he should have made it. But that's neither here or there. Well, we've got no other news. Does that mean it's play of the game, play of the daytime, Sean?
Oh, you've been waiting for this. I think you're gonna get mine. I'll go ahead and.
I'm gonna go first this time because
Okay.
I've been going first the last few times. So you're gonna go first this time.
All right.
This player was drafted second round, 55th overall in 2001 by the Buffalo Sabres.
Wait, what year? What year? Sorry.
2001.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's. You really think I'm gonna get
He
this?
made
That's
it.
funny.
He made his NHL debut in 2003-4. We played one game with the Sabres, but he was with the Sabres up until 2012.
Wait, what position?
13. He is a winger.
Okay.
He played with the Sabres from obviously his draft year in 2001, made his debut in 2003. He played with the Sabres until 2012-2013, where he was traded to Minnesota, where he played there from that 2012-2013 season where he was traded up until 2020 or 2016-2017. So where he was traded back to Buffalo in 2017, played until 2019, and then retired. He played 1,060 games, scored 293 goals, and 727 points. Who is this player, Sean?
So he only played for the Sabres and Wild. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. He was featured in 2 trades.
What year did he retire?
2019.
How do I
Well,
not,
he probably retired. He is.
dude?
I'll give you another begin. He is one of the greatest calls in Rick Jenneret's broadcasting history.
Dude, I don't watch any Sabres hockey, man. I know everyone watching this. First of all, I know the majority of it are Sabres fans, so they're probably laughing and pointing at me right now because I know nothing about puck. I'm not a puck knower. Damn it, I really want to look this up, but just go ahead and say it because I'm gonna be so mad when I find out who this guy is, and I'm probably gonna know him too. So go ahead.
This guy made the Sabres scary good in 05-06, and I thought with the reunion coming up, which I am attending, thankfully, against the Montreal Canadiens next Thursday on the 15th, it is the mayor that boosted the population of Pominville. It is Jason Pominville.
I'm disappointed to
As
say
I
I've
hear,
never heard of him. Actually, I'm looking him up.
oh my lord,
Yeah.
how have you
Oh,
never
dude.
heard of Jason Pominville?
Yeah. Oh man. Wow. I can't even lie to you. Dude. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Bad. But I got to tell you, I really didn't start really enjoying hockey and paying attention to hockey until Palmerville retired. So would that be 18, 19? So yeah.
Pominville is one of my favorite players of all time. I want a Pominville jersey so bad. I was so elated when he got traded back to Buffalo, even though it did result in one of my other favorite players, my mom's favorite player, Tyler Ennis, going to Minnesota, who they just actually interviewed on Sabres Live. Great interview. We love Enzo Sauce. We miss you. It's great to hear you're doing well. But yeah, Jason Pominville, one of the very key pieces of those mid-2000 Sabre runs, and a franchise favorite for every Sabres fan that's watched in the 2000s and in the 2010s.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, I was just kind of casually. I'm not gonna make excuses because this is horrible that I don't even know who this guy is. Point being, I was a casual hockey watcher. I wasn't really memorizing a whole lot of names right until the year before the Caps won the Stanley Cup, which was right around when he retired. And yeah, once the Capitals won the Stanley Cup, then I really started getting into hockey. I really tried to memorize some names, try to see what teams are doing. I really started to focus on hockey. So before the Caps won the Stanley Cup, I got to tell you, this guy who played a lot in the NHL. I mean, he had a lot of years. I got to tell you, this is just one of those guys that I'm disappointed to say. Yeah, never heard of him. But got to do my homework, and yeah, I'm happy to be on here talking. But you all can laugh and point at me because yeah, this one's bad. But good on you. That was a good pick. Now it's my turn.
We shall increase Sean's puck knowledge through these player of the days.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. Yeah. So hey, at least I got that going for me. But this guy, he is. Why can't I not find his position? I'm pretty sure he's a defenseman. I'm certain he's a defense. Yes, he's a defenseman. All right, I was gonna say I was almost certain he's a defenseman. He was drafted 13th overall by Carolina in 2016. All right, he's 27 years old. All right. He played only 2 seasons actually. So he actually spent 3 years with Carolina, but he made his debut in 2018, the year he was drafted. He only played 2 games. Didn't play at all from 2019 to 2020, and then he spent his 3rd season in Carolina. He played 42 games from 2020 to 2021. He had 1 goal and 11 assists. And he goes to the Blue Jackets from 2021 to 2022. All right, and then he spends 3 seasons there. And then he goes to Calgary in 2024, where he is currently at right now. So this is his 2nd season with Calgary. Who is this defenseman I'm talking about?
So he was drafted by Carolina.
Yeah, that's right.
What year?
He was actually drafted in 16. All right, no, he wasn't. Yeah, 16. Did I say 2018?
16.
Yeah, he was drafted 13th overall by Carolina in 2016. He's 27 right now.
So it ruined my first one, which I thought would have been Noah Hannafin, but it's obviously not him. Because he's in Vegas right now. He's in Calgary right now.
That's right.
Currently, it's not Kevin Ball. He was in New Jersey and Arizona.
I'm kind of surprised you don't know this. I mean, you obviously know who it is when I say it, but yeah.
How many games he played? How many games he played so far this year? That might help me.
He's only played 1. He's only played one.
So he's been in the AHL.
Wait. No, he's played 16. I'm sorry, I was looking at his goals. He has 1 goal, 1 assist. He's played 16 games this year. He played 64 last year for Calgary. He only had 2 goals and 5 assists.
He played in Columbus. Who the heck was a top pick in Carolina? Didn't pan out, and then was he traded or re-signed in Columbus?
He was traded to Columbus for a 2nd-round pick in the 2021 draft, and he was signed by a free agent. He was signed as a free agent by Calgary, not this offseason, but the past offseason.
Last offseason. So he was good in Columbus.
I wouldn't even say. I mean, he was okay in Columbus. His best season was in 2021. He had 7 goals, 18 assists. He didn't really do anything after that. Like when I say anything after that, like he sucked after that.
Like the only one that's coming to mind is like Juuso Välimäki. That doesn't sound right.
No.
It's not
Any final
Hannafin.
guesses?
No, you got me. Good one.
This is Jake Bean.
Oh my effing god!
I was surprised you didn't get it. I was kind of surprised.
Why did he not pop in my head? Oh, I know Jake Bean. Yeah, he was a top prospect. He didn't really pan out in Carolina at all because he didn't really have, when he had opportunities, sucked. Like he was supposed to be like this two-way great defenseman, and then he went to Columbus and he was and oh man, I'm kicking myself for that one.
I thought for
I'm
sure you would
sick.
get that one. Dude.
I'm sick.
We did not show up to work today, man. When it came to Player of the Day, oh man,
I pop Juuso Välimäki and he's in Utah right now. I'm pretty sure that's hilarious. Or no, he's not. He just got traded somewhere, I think. Oh my lord, I'm sick. That makes me sick. But we got to wrap this up here because Aiden's got to go watch the Sabres game. It's on right now, and I'm missing it. It's not. I'm not happy about it. But we just want to say thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know about it. We do our hardest for you guys. Playoffs are underway for football. Make sure you check out James and Ryan's show, and then also as well, Austin and James made a quick episode on Trae Young getting traded to the Wizards. Give that a check out as well with their basketball show that they run. I don't know the names of all of them. I'm sorry, but
if he debuts tomorrow, I'll be at the game. I'm going to the Wizards game tomorrow. I'm a Wizards fan. Austin and James can talk about the Trae Young trade, but I don't know how good of a player he's going to be. He sucks defensively. I don't mean to be a pessimist, but the Wizards need defense. But if he debuts tomorrow, I'll be at the game, which will be pretty cool. And it's Jordan Poole's return to DC. But anyway, sorry, go ahead, Aiden.
But thank you all for tuning in this episode. We'll catch you all soon. We hope you all have a fantastic night, and we'll see you guys soon.